Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Morning Motivational Rant. I am your host, Dino the Genetic Marvel, and with me, as always, is Crystal Morency. Good morning, Crystal. How are you today?
I'm good, Dino. How are you doing? I just watched one of the episodes where you yell at me for sitting close to the camera, so it made me remember that I do sit close to the camera again. So I'm backing
Since
up.
you asked how I am, I'm doing great. Thanks for asking.
Oh, how are you, Dino?
You know what? I
Sorry.
want to be very clear, guys. I'm very hard on Crystal, and I'm rewatching the episodes to cut clips and stuff like that, and realizing that I am really hard on Crystal. So, Crystal, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be hard on you. I'm just.
That's okay.
I know you can, and I appreciate that greatly. It makes my life easier when I know that you're not going to just burst into tears because of me being angry. You burst into tears regularly talking to me, but that's a whole other issue. And that's not really the same thing, you know. I can applaud that. I could make a turnip cry. So it's not. I get that, right? But with crying isn't your first intuition. Just like, okay, did you ever watch Seinfeld? Okay, do you remember the girl that was really hot that Jerry dated that would cry over everything? Like, she dropped a hot dog, she started crying, this happened, she started crying. And I'm like, that shit drives me crazy. Because I'm like, if you cry, like, look, if we're having a conversation and it gets emotional, that happens. But people who just cry over everything?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's just my hell.
It's your fucking fault that happens.
I don't know, she froze. But
It's like I feel like I'm on my period every time we talk.
I don't know what you said.
Hi.
I believe she's still talking.
I said that you make me feel like I'm on my period every time we talk.
You're a fucking asshole.
Oh, you
Like,
made me
she's pointing
say
at me
that
now.
twice online, and that's disgusting. Yeah, because he's saying
It's not, you know
I'm
what?
pointing
And
at him now.
It's not her fault or
We can
my
always
fault
hear
or
this.
anyone's fault. Technology is just like that. You know what? I do this.
It is Zoom, mother truckers. It is Zoom. Hello? Hello? You're all frozen.
Hi, welcome back. And then I came back. It's like magic.
Hi.
Ah,
Welcome.
technology, it's all fun and games till they take over and start turning us into batteries. But hey, so how's your day?
Have you ever seen too much balls in your life?
I would say yes. I've been to a gym, and men have. This is the thing: the change room is called the change room, not the walk around naked room. I feel uncomfortable because guys just walk around playing with the dong, and they're just like, "Yeah, what's up?" And you're just like, and it doesn't. It's not a. They're not peacocking. It's just men are comfortable. I'm not. I've never been comfortable walking around. And it's not like,
too.
and like,
It
I
weirds
apologize.
me
I'm not
out.
trying to say you guys are weird that do that. It's like,
Yes.
just go do that at home. Like, why are you doing that to me? I'm a stranger. It's just so weird. And that's why I'm just like, it's not even that, but why are you walking around at eye level? You know, like somebody's sitting down, you're at eye level, and you're like walking around with your dong and stuff. You're like, listen, even in, you know what? This is the funny thing is, in nudist colonies, when there are people who are not from, or not nudist colonies, but nudist, what are they called? It's not a nudist colony. Beaches? No, but like communities, nudist communities, right?
Oh, community.
They will carry around a towel to cover their business if there's like a kid around or something. You don't want your dong waving around in somebody's kid's face, right? And like, listen, if those are your principles, it's fine. But that doesn't mean you should be indecent. And that's not to say that being naked is indecent. It's more so that you don't want your wang waving around in someone's face. It's just...
Actually naked and afraid. I am like afraid to be naked. I am like, no. I don't like being naked. Like, I like it with a bow around it. It makes it more fun. You know, the only time I like to be naked is in the bubble bath
Yeah.
smoking a joint. It's just
I
so
tend not
nice.
to go into baths. I tend not to be able to come out.
It's like-
So I'm a very large... Thank you for bringing that up.
Every time you say that, it makes me giggle.
It's funny. I can't... I feel bad about it, but it is fun. No, it's hilarious. Come on.
I don't know why, but I picture you in white with red polka dot like shorts.
That's
I don't know why you're
probably
wearing
better.
Shorts in the back.
Probably better for
but
you.
I think that's my G-rated version of like cleaning it up. So I imagine you in like white shorts with red polka dots and in a bathtub and the water going like everywhere with a little rubber ducky floating across your belly.
I can't say that's never happened. I'm just saying it hasn't happened in recent years. Let's call it that. And this is the thing. So, like, I love being in water. I love swimming and stuff like that. But I do not like having a bath. That, I'm like, gross. Because I feel like I'm sitting in my own filth. Like, I'll have a shower to have a bath. You know what I mean? I'm like, I can't. I'm like, it feels gross to me. You know, the whole idea of it is just like, bleh. People are like, oh.
I only have the attention span of like a 2-year-old, so like I have like a 5-minute bath. It's not
No,
like,
and
I'm, like,
listen,
really
I can
sitting there for a
applaud
long
people
time.
who relax.
And then I rinse off, and then I like candles and everything though for that 5 minutes.
She's like an efficient, you're so
downtime.
efficient, but at the same time, it's like, pleasure time is over. You must proceed to this thing over here.
Why do you think I love Asians?
I was impersonating Germans, but let's do both. That's a little
I thought you
racist.
sounded
But
like an Asian.
my wife's teaching me. No, it's not.
I think that German impression was a little bit racist. I know they've done some
Listen.
shitty shit, but who hasn't?
A friend texted me, was having an argument with somebody. He's like, I just want to die. He's like, I don't, and what he said was, I don't deserve love. And I'm like, guy, Hitler had love. So, like, let's be honest, he was like the worst, right? And he had someone who loved him, right? If Hitler can be loved,
I love that, Dino.
are you really that bad? Like,
If Hitler can be loved, I might. Fuck, I might.
I'm telling you, if Hitler could be loved,
I don't know.
I think that might be the title of this episode. Let's talk about love.
'Cause
It's
I
very
don't-
exciting. See, no, in a good way. Why do you have to make everything so negative? You know what? I just loaded. That's not
Because
true.
love
Number
is
one. Number two,
negative.
I just like binge loaded for the
No,
next
it's
like
not.
4
It's
days.
beautiful.
Today, officially, we started recording. It's Saturday, so we started posting 7 days a week. The funny thing is, the episode from today and tomorrow are the first ones where I said, hey, maybe we'll start posting on Saturdays, and it just happened to work out. So Saturday and Sunday we're going 7 days a week. It's a little more work, but I binge uploaded a bunch of stuff for this week, so I'm up to Tuesday right now. But the funny thing is,
Ooh.
I'm
Look at
not
you
known
go,
for my
everybody.
speed. It's more diligence. I just keep pushing until it happens. But yeah, it's the funny thing is that there have been multiple times when you're like, why do you have to take a negative perspective on anything? And I'm like, because you literally are the embodiment of somebody who's positive, which drives me crazy. Because I don't see. I don't think. I feel like.
Trust me. I know negative to the extreme, so I'm like, listen, dude. It's not like it's okay. You're going to
See, but I don't-
through it. Everything's gonna be okay. I feel like I should nurture everybody. That's why everyone I date is a baby. I want to nurture everybody. And I'm like, you don't got a job? It's cool. You don't drive? It's
Okay,
cool.
if they don't have a job and can't drive,
Yeah, like-
listen.
I'm gonna hug you and love
Maybe we should talk about this. Okay, if they don't have a job, no. The answer is no. No. Okay. Number two.
want to talk about love.
If they can't drive, no. If they just don't have a car, that's fine.
Let
Okay.
Mama Crystal call
If they don't have a
you.
car, that's fine. But if they can't
No,
drive,
I don't know now.
loser. Fuck that shit. Okay. Those are two things.
Fuck that. I'm still waiting to get a car, so I'm not really.
But you
cool
know
with
how to
somebody that doesn't
drive,
have a car, 'cause
right?
we need to get around like shit. Like, yeah, actually, and I can use my no. That makes me sound like even
Ask
more
my
of a
parents
loser.
if I can borrow their
Use my
car
sister's
and have a night out. So exciting.
I just need to
Yeah.
put more money into it. Like, I need to, like, you know, because I keep looking
Yeah.
for something super cheap, and I'm like, don't do that. Because everything that I find can't run anyways. I'm like, bitch, I can't
Yeah,
even drive
that
it, and you
doesn't-
want
yeah.
$3,000 for it? Like, what? At the end of this beautiful ad, they'll, like, new transmission needed. You're like, well, you might as well save
and
your
that's
cardigan.
the I always
Like,
had that problem with
dude.
regards to a beater.
If Jeep wants to sponsor us, though, we will do promotional work for you. All day
We
long.
would. I'm not saying we wouldn't. We definitely
Jeep
would.
go.
If we got that kind of a sponsorship, it'd be great.
Oh, their new trucks. Have you seen their new fucking trucks? Oh my god.
I think we've already covered it. I
They
had a Jeep when I was
bomb.
younger, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. I never felt safer in a car, but now I'm just too big for just a regular Jeep. I find it uncomfortable because I'm fat. So, yeah,
Have you been in a Rubicon?
that's it. That's why, for me, I would rather, if I was gonna get an SUV, I'd get like a Yukon or a Yukon.
Yeah,
Actually, I prefer a Yukon
same.
XL. That's a nice, or a Suburban. Those are nice cars. I enjoy that.
I can totally picture you like driving.
I drive a champagne colored now. It's a billet. Yeah, I have a champagne colored car now. So yeah.
I can picture that, so I knew it. I'm like, hey, you would get
Because
the
I'm-
champagne. You
I'm
know why I
Eurotrash.
knew it? Because I know how fancy the Lord is. Bum ba da bum. Wait, I'm gonna show them. Look, he's got a Darth Vader.
I do, and it's awesome.
bejeweled.
I love it.
Do you see that, Dino? And then his crown. Look at your crown.
Because I already saw
You're
the
not
picture.
looking.
Let
Why
them
are
see
you
the
mad at
picture.
Look at the crown. And it's Dino as the lordship. It's even got
Like
his
tartan.
Scottish thingy. I stared at you for far too long for our friendship to be
Okay,
okay.
and you know what the funny thing is? That this is today we're going to record a couple episodes. We're trying to get them in before the editor's done. Just a little inside baseball. But the last like week and a bit, we haven't really recorded anything. I've just been uploading and stuff. And it's just been like life has been busy and stuff. And like I've been worried. I've been worried this whole time that she's mad at me. She was a little mad at me, and we covered that in the last episode. And it was completely fine. It was totally legitimate. But that's like this whole time, and I'm just like, this is the thing is I'm not.
Luckily, I'm so
whatever.
positive.
Fuck that shit. No, it's more so. It's more so like until I'm comfortable or I am confident in where our relationship stands. Like just with anyone, this is for anyone. I'm very needy, which I'm like.
I know. I will reassure you. It is my obligation to reassure you, baby.
That's
you're
not what I'm
pretty.
talking about.
Those
That's not what I'm
jeans look
talking about.
great. Yes, you are the man. You are quite the host. You get the big piece of chicken.
You know what? It's bullshit like this, okay? And Will Smith crying on TV that becomes a meme just shows that people don't take into consideration that men have feelings too. We deal with them differently, but making fun of them is not nice.
Well,
Fuck
deal with
you.
them like a man.
Fuck you fucking asshole. You should
That's
go
how
fuck
I
the
deal with
wall.
my feelings. I don't know how to deal with my feelings. This is how I deal with my feelings.
I definitely
Yeah.
feel like when we start recording like in person, that you're definitely gonna throw shit at me. Like I'm trying to set up an area in a different room. It's got essentially a doorway, so I can put up like a sound blocker. Well,
That's true,
yeah, no.
'cause I don't want to fuck my shit up.
So I'm trying to set up like kind of a family room / recording area, and the problem is like where I would be, what?
Dino. I guess everybody's telling me I need to next day. I feel so like somebody's got chains on me. And you're like, we're going to set up a studio. And I'm like, I want to go in the bush. But I can't go in the bush anyways because I have to take care of my grandfather and my stepdad. So I can't go. And I feel like I can't breathe. And I need one of those paper bags. I wanted to show you all my camping stuff because I'm ready to go. I got a new bag.
It's got a belt around the front and stuff?
Right?
Yeah.
I got a tag.
Those are cool.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't saying anything. We're just going to talk about this. Yeah.
And it's like a teepee hot tub.
No, you're not.
Yeah, we
Fuck
are.
you. You're not sorry about shit.
Because I'm having a nervous breakdown. No, I'm not at all. Yeah. Because you're talking
With
about tying
chains and bungee cords.
Making me have a nervous breakdown. I got a shovel.
It's very weird when someone's like, they hold a bag up and they're like, I got a shovel. You're like, no, that's a bag. That is not a shovel at all. There's the shovel that I was.
I'll show you. And it's a bottle opener too. It's a bottle opener and it's got a.
Don't let it close on your fingers. That's definitely don't do that. You know what? It's you know what? It's insulting and condescending when she's like, I know idea, okay? And it's like she just showed a bag and said, here's my shovel. So I don't fucking think that it was fair or justified. It wasn't justified.
Clearly they are aware that my
That's
balls are
not
bigger
true
than your
because
balls.
I can rip your body in half with my bare fucking hands, okay? So no.
I can rip your body in half with my words.
I have a wife for that, and she does it regularly. So eat that. Okay. I lost that in my divorce, okay? I don't have a soul. What is this heart you speak of? All my feelings are made up, just like my persona. I am not a real person, okay? I am a conglomerate of ideas and experiences to be made for the comfort of your... No, of course not. I want to be a robot. Are you kidding me? I would fucking... And you know what? I would make sure... I would get the most lifelike parts. Like, so you'd like... I'd grab somebody's arm, like, and they would like, oh, it's a real hand. And they'd be like, boom, robot face. Like, just to fuck with them, right? Because I couldn't... Or have like a totally robot face, so people are like, no problem. But then like, boom, lasers out of the eyes. Because I'm like, yeah, fuck, I'm a robot. Why wouldn't I have laser eyes and like super like zoom in vision as a robot? That's just a waste of time. So when are you going into the bush? When are you abandoning me? You're abandoning our audience.
You're talking about doing a podcast. No, I'm not banding. I wanted to do it from there. You know that.
How?
I needed to do it from there.
Well, yeah, that's kind of true.
That I'm alive.
How are you going to...
Well, no, because... there's people that do it all the time. It's either couples or single guys with a dog. I want to.
I'm not saying that you can't be. I'm saying I want you alive. That's my issue.
Exactly. So you're gonna know where I'm at every day. You're gonna talk to me for an hour every single day. We're gonna do this. I can get internet there.
Can you?
I can do all.
Okay, that was going to be my next question. Is can you get internet?
There.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm staying
Yeah.
close to home at first because it's winter time at first. It's going to be cold at first. So I'm going to go in Durham, like the...
Don't give it away.
The Crown
Don't give
Land
it away.
around here
You're going to be
so I'm
local.
not even gonna be
That's all you have to say.
Well,
I don't trust these... No,
'cause
but
I'm
we're
gonna
going to
tell
tell
them on
that
the thing,
delayed. So you're going to
so
be
they're gonna
there,
know
and then it's going to be air delayed. That way, these fucks, who obviously some of you I know are fucking disgusting.
Can't hunt me down. Oh my God, Dino,
Really?
I've never agreed with you more lately.
Well, you have been posting a lot of stuff.
Yeah. But it's getting bad because it's ex-ones. Like, it's ones, like, people that I've known. Like, there's just people that made me... I was about to tell somebody off, actually, before, and I don't even respond, actually. But
listen, honestly, women, you are all saints if you just ignore these stupid men. I try and apologize on their behalf, but I don't want to be associated with them either, because it's fucking wrong.
Well, this one I've known for like 10 years, so this one's like somebody that knows me better. And if you're watching, I hope you are, and you're a fucking douche. And he's one of the ones that was like, oh, you don't know who I am?
Yeah, no.
You should know who
if I don't know who you are, it's because you're nothing. You fucking loser. Oh!
He's got a fake British accent.
Ooh, that burns my ass. Honestly.
Yeah. One of those. Yeah. And he wears suits. I don't date people in
let's
suits.
not go
That's
too
why
far.
we've been
Suits
friends
are
for
awesome,
10
and I look
years.
beautiful in suits. But anyways, let's not go blow things out of proportion. If he has a fake British accent, fuck that guy. That guy's a piece of shit. Okay, that's
Yeah.
there's nothing. See, this is my frustration, is that people. We talked about this a while ago. Was that people will try and present this perfect image of them, and you're like, guy, are you willing to keep that up forever? Because that's what if you're selling that, people will buy that. What, you're gonna all of a sudden be like, oh, well, glad that's over. I'm actually Canadian. You're like, what the fuck, man? It's just false. You're a piece of shit. You're a piece of shit if you do that kind of stuff to people. By the way, today's episode that aired, you had a little bit of singing and or dancing, which apparently was hilarious. I criticized you relentlessly. However, a friend of mine from high school said you were great and it was hilarious. I believe he was trying to insult me to say that you were funnier than I am, which we don't both know is not true. But
Am I? That'd be so much awesome. That would be so much. Because I think you're super hilarious. So that would mean that I'm extra super hilarious. Ow.
And that's why I'm the funny one. So he did say
I'm accidentally. People are really laughing by
no,
making
I don't
fun
think
of
so.
me, so
but ultimately, he did say that he wanted more of your singing and dancing. So I believe he's has a significant other and children and stuff like that. So I don't think it was intended like your gardening job that we talked about in the past. What? Planting tulips. That's just, yeah.
I don't think he watched this, that guy, but he's liked a couple of my pictures recently, so he's still like in there, but like I don't think he watched this.
Anyways, so that my friend wanted you to he wanted you to sing
so you want to sing
what the hell is it called? Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna turn around and desert you. That song? So, I'm telling you.
I know that song. Never gonna give you up.
I regret telling her,
you down.
Matt,
Never
just
gonna
so you know,
turn
this is
you
for you.
around, baby. Do 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 do.
I know you don't. I know you didn't. I was going to say to practice. Instead, she just ran away with it and was like, "Yeah, I'm just going to start dancing." And I'm like, that's.
That's like how you dance to that kind of music, though, because they're like, "I'm never going to give you up, let you down." Oh, ew! So speaking of gross dancing, TikTok. Dino, I did
This
TikTok.
is news to me. Okay.
We need to start dancing on this bitch, okay? Yeah, we do. Those kids on TikTok, do you know how much money they make? And all they do is like a 5-second dance that other kids copy what they do. And they do each other's dance. And these kids make so much money. I'm like, dude, that kid has milk in his fridge. Like,
I feel like, see, it's like you said, we've talked about this before, is you say something and everyone goes, huh? And you only realize that it's a huh moment because I go, huh? Like I'm totally confused and you're like, oh, I'm just kidding. You're like, I don't believe you at all now. So that's fucking weird. That, number one, that is not a line that you have to achieve to. That's kind of the status quo. And I apologize. I don't mean to shame anyone or anything like that, but you deserve to have milk in your goddamn fridge, okay? That's...
My achievement is having 4 towels, 4 face cloths. You got the 4 mugs, and I like them to match. They don't have to, but it'd be really pretty. And then you have 2 sets of blankets, and then 2 sets of sheets and 2 pillowcases, and then you got extra toothbrushes, and you have an extra toothpaste, and you have an extra like mouthwash and stuff that you might run out of, and like an extra shampoo and stuff underneath the sink, plus the ones in the bath. That's like achieving a, like, all the that would make me very happy.
I'm not sure what to say right now because I feel like anything I say is going to be insulting, and
it's okay.
I wasn't, but
they have problems too. We always end up in the same goddamn place.
No, we don't. It doesn't
Usually
seem like
I'm
we're
the
going
one
to.
punishing
I think I
them.
might build a pyramid for my
Yeah.
grave. And
I want to be buried in the forest.
see, right now I'm just trying to hold back because I feel like I'm being mean, but at the same time I'm like, listen, I'm getting a pyramid for my burial, and you're like, I'm just gonna fall down dead in the forest, and hopefully somebody kicks me into a ditch. And I'm like, I don't think that you're aware that there are other options. Like, and that's just, and you know what? Like, listen, going back into nature, I think those are good things. Like the idea of planting a tree and you being the food for that tree. I think that's a great thing.
I'd much rather get killed by a bear than getting beaten up. And
I don't think you
like,
realize that
up
both
on
of
the
those
tree
things are
and
fucking
die.
horrible.
I'd rather be.
You're like, I'd rather get attacked by a bear
Well,
and feed the bear than get beaten up and maybe die. I don't think those are your two. I think you have a lot more options. I feel like I'm trying. This is not going well. This isn't going well at all for me because I'm.
I think the forest is safe for me.
Okay. This is the problem, guys. Is that at this point I'm trying to.
I got Starburst. Do you love Starburst, Dino?
Let's change the subject. I do like Starburst, but only orange and red. I'm weird that way.
Ooh, this is a red one. I like the pink.
You're a pervert.
Do you like the pink ones?
Whoa!
Stick it in the pink.
We just went there.
Not in the stink.
That's.
Ooh, speaking of singing, before we press play, I had the song Skimmitter.
That's not how that goes.
Skimmitter doo. And then I was stuck in my head, I love you. And I was like, that was such a pervy song that they were singing to kids, like, about their dinky links. Skimmitter.
I don't think those words mean anything. I don't believe that's how that song goes, but it's very similar, and you do have the rhythm down, so kudos to that. That's definitely in the right direction. We're getting better, guys. We're getting better. We're learning skills. Crystal's going to be famous. She's going to start acting and things. I'm planning on. I wanna.
Sorry.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm doing this, and hopefully I can start doing stand-up again because I feel like I'm dying on the inside. But I am writing some new material. Some of it is a little too edgy, but.
I'm not
Why
going to
not?
be allowed to go on stage forever either.
Why not? I don't understand.
my
I'm missing something.
Because he's
Yes?
82 and I have to take care of him. Like, take care of him. So can I go out and
So,
take a chance and a
I think there are a few
right now at
considerations that we have to
No.
take in mind, right? Is that you had your own mic, which is huge. You were wearing a mask the whole time, and
Yeah.
you didn't really stick around to socialize with people, right? In all honesty, I feel like you're okay, but I would
I'm a
say
loner.
just to exercise caution. Maybe take a little break, just while he's that he's back home and everything. You want to make sure he's feeling comfortable. But I don't think you can't. I think it's more so you just have to use extra caution, and myself included. Like right now, the problem that I believe we're seeing is that there are a lot of countries out there that have started to open back up, and we're seeing certain areas have what appears to be some sort of second wave. We're seeing things like today there were numbers from South Korea where things are going up. There are places in Europe that are now being not allowing travel and stuff. So we're kind of in a second wave, but I feel like because we're so close to the States that we kind of had a first and second wave like all at the same time with all the protests and everything, that it kind of got mixed up with all the numbers. And that's why I hope at least, is that as long as we continuously go down this less cases per day, less deaths per day, that you should be able to get out. So that's a good thing, right? But it's tricky, and we got to work around it. Just cough right into the mic. That's great. You got the Rona.
I have the COVID.
I don't know.
I just think that the world is going crazy and I have no idea what's going on. I just think that, and I feel like people are making me crazy because I'm like, there's so much conspiracy, like, and it feels like conspiracy, but
Yep.
there's so much weird shit happening
Yep.
right now, like in politics and in everything, and nobody seems to see it. Like, I don't know if I want to say it. Well, some people that are like Hillary supporters and
No.
stuff, I don't trust them now. I'm like,
Well, this is the worst part.
like, what kind of person are you? because I just found out that one.
Yeah,
is
don't
close to me,
engage.
and I'm like,
So okay, so let's be very clear. We try to stay away from politics. We try and stay away from
babies.
religion.
Dude, we try to.
Well,
but
this is,
you
and this is the
eat
thing
babies.
is, this is, well,
They
this is the
smell-
conundrum that we receive is that people have, sorry, let me start that again. So, as I said, we try and give a broad perspective on things just to better equip people to understand certain situations. We try not to show support for anyone specifically or any form of belief just because I think, well,
And
I love
hate
it,
is
but
bad.
it's more so that we want to make sure that we show our tolerance with our words, and we don't want anyone to feel like they're being singled out or persecuted as well. Now, all that being said, as a caveat, I want to make sure that people understand that we live in Canada, so I don't really give a shit what happens in the States. The problem is that I don't have a choice. It's going to affect
I do.
me, so I can't allow it to go unanswered. I have to be concerned with it, and that I find very frustrating. Number one. Number two is that we're having drama and controversy in our own country right now with certain things that are happening that are extremely frustrating. Well, it's not even that it's the same thing. It's more so that politicians, doesn't matter what party, on a grand scale, we're seeing not only do they not have any interest in people's well-being, but they're more interested in their own well-being and their own profitability and popularity and status. And this is the problem, is that you have people who, number one, aren't making themselves aware of situations and concerns and all these frustrating things, and instead say, well, I'll be a liberal till I die, or I'll be conservative until I die, or I'll be it's a Republican or Democrat. And you're going, do you know what they stand for? Well, they are going to make things better. What the fuck are you talking about? Let's take the time to become knowledgeable, because our politicians, and it's funny, this morning,
They started in high school
Oh, yeah.
and stuff, like the
Well, that's the
something
thing is-
president, like the
being a politician,
whatever. Clearly, I was never the president of anything. I'm like the something president.
sometimes you say stuff that make me really want to roast you a little bit, but at the same time, I feel like it would be really mean. I don't think we're there as friends. No, it's pretty mean. No, I don't have feelings.
Be the
It's
one to
fine.
hurt your feelings first.
And you've called me
think
the
it should be
plumpness
done.
and stuff like that, so
Yes, you do.
we've already gone past that.
We both know clearly you have feelings.
I find that very aggressive from her, and I don't appreciate that rage. Anyways, so
Bum, and there's your sign.
fuck you piece of shit. I'm saying fuck this lady right up here. You can go to fucking hell. Anyways, the point is this: the two-party system is flawed completely. Politics and its bureaucracy is obscenely flawed. We're seeing things right now where it's coming to light where people are saying, like, we have the party nominations in the U.S. are Joe Biden or Donald Trump. And you say, okay. Now, number one, neither one of those people are fucking useful. Neither one. It's right out there. They're both
Nobody's
horrible.
qualified.
And the worst, I saw a meme that went around, and it was who will you vote for? And it said Biden, Harris, but it had two hands like cupping somebody's breasts. And it said, or Trump, Pence was down low, and it had a hand on where someone's private parts would be. And going, these are not good options. They're not. They're just like and people are like, these are the people we're going to rely on. You're going, that is batshit crazy. The one thing I can actually applaud is that people wanted a game show host as president. They got it. He played it like a game show, and interestingly enough, he's apparently going to, it seems right now that he's going to do it until he's not allowed to by law. That's fucking terrifying. Like, the whole...
I just really hope that he wins right now for the fucking world's sake. Only because the other side is not okay. Please don't put them in power no matter what people...
Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. It's just I made me thought I want to make sure I get it out. Is that being a politician is a public service that should be held accountable. Okay, and the episode that actually is loaded today or tomorrow, I think maybe tomorrow, is my motivation at the end was about holding people accountable and holding ourselves accountable. And you know what? In all honesty, I feel like people aren't held accountable, period. Okay, people don't hold themselves accountable, but then they look for an excuse instead of holding a person accountable. Somebody who takes office as a public service, they should be held accountable. And if they fail, they should be punished as such. However, people don't give a shit. And this is what's happening is you're having all this kind of stuff. Like, if you want to treat it like a popularity contest, good. Then I want fucking paparazzi on them. I want to know everything about them. Okay? Because if it's going to be a popularity contest, then let's play it right. Yeah. But if it's not, then you know what? It goes down to deeds, actions, what they're doing, how they're helping. How are people that are elected representatives, okay? That's what they are. They are elected representatives of the populace. How are they benefiting the populace? Because if they're not, right? And this is where it's going.
Yeah,
well, look,
why
just
do you think
today.
Everyone in Hollywood's paid so much.
Well, it was.
Why do you think people?
Look, today, yesterday, I think it was on the news where the mayor of Chicago
make more than doctors.
Has private security for herself, which is fine. She's a mayor, I get it. But no, she's actually has police on her block so that people are not allowed to peacefully protest on her block. Period. And you're going, so she's defunding the police for everyone else, but not her house, her entire neighborhood gets police protection. Whoa!
So fucked up.
I don't even know what her affiliations are. I don't really care. But the fact is, we're seeing that all these politicians are exactly that. Useless. And I wish...
Oh, and they're just so fucking want nothing to do with us.
No.
They don't give a fuck about us. We're like their little, like...
Oh, yeah. No, we're that... Well,
like their little board game pieces.
Yeah.
That's exactly what
we're their serfs.
We're nothing. Like, you know how they talk about putting those kids inside, like, the forest? Like, fucking... Like, the Game of Thorns type thing? Where they put them in... And we're like that. Except on the bigger scheme, and we're their workers, and we're like they're the union or whatever, or like they're the big CEOs, and they can't fuck us over because they need us to kind of work, But at the end of the day, they don't. They're gonna kill half of us because they're like, fuck it, we don't really need you. What can you do for us? They're gonna keep all the millennials, get them into all the technology, I gotta get out of it because I'm gonna go down.
Well,
the big
people,
hole.
we all dream about going down the big hole. Let's be honest.
Ew.
Hey, you know what? We lasted 37 minutes without some butt stuff. Okay, I think that's an achievement. Anyways, so, but yeah, no, it's you're absolutely right. Is that it's just you have these people who are not held accountable, and when they are held accountable, it's like, yeah, but I'm better than that guy, and you're like, that's not a thing. Like it's so painful and disturbing that I don't know, and that's not even our country. In our country, it's more so that everyone is getting fleeced, including the people. And the best part is this is, and we talked about it a couple days ago, was the whole idea of saying sorry. And it's like, you know what? You totally just dripped that fun dip like right on your crotch. It was just fucking hilarious. She's like, she's not even using it to dip. Like I use it to dip, and I'm an animal. Okay? She's like using it as a scoop. She's like, I need all the sugar. Anyway, so. The point is that it's like, these people have no interest. They could give a shit. And now, so they're stopping CERB. Fine. But they're like, oh, we're going to do something different. So instead of $500 a week, and now it's $400 a week. Okay, why? And they're like, oh, well, it's going to be tapped into unemployment insurance. Okay, why? It's like you have. See, this is the thing. They have a system because all they can do is say, "Oh, we're going to keep CERB going. All we got to do is just adjust it to $400 a week. That's it." No. Now they're going to start. They're going to have a department for CERB because now they got to bring it down. So that's going to be jobs. Then they're going to start a new department, and there's all this bureaucracy for nothing, absolutely nothing. Because the fact is, if the people who are on disability, who have every right to be on disability. I'm not saying that people fake it or anything like that. I'm saying this legitimately. Okay, you have CERB, okay, which realistically could all encompass disability. It could encompass employment insurance. It could encompass CPP, old age security. Because the fact is, it was enough money where you're going, okay, this actually works. Great. You know what we can have? All of a sudden, Boom. You have one platform. You have a ton of people who are bullshit at their job. Well, now they can focus on actually doing something good, okay? But you have essentially streamlined the entire service and say, okay, yeah, fine. You know what? Here's an idea. You want to be rich and powerful and have all these goodies? Great. You're going to have to pay taxes. And you pay taxes, and it's going to people who don't have. People who right now who can't go out. Like, look, CERB's going to stop. I'm probably not going to qualify for the next portion, right? Because it's attached to unemployment insurance, and I don't have enough worked hours, right? I made enough money for CERB, but I didn't have enough worked hours for employment insurance. So, that being said, that means that ultimately, I'm not going to qualify, but at the same time, I can't go out and work, specifically because I have immunocompromised people at home. So, what do? Right? Boom. Fucked again, right? I don't know.
This whole time I've been fucked because of that. I just got one CERB check, and now they're changing it. And I work under the table for like the past 10 years. And now all of a sudden there's a fucking pandemic.
Yeah, well, how do you... It's just, no.
So, oh shit, I was supposed to go to...
What?
Oh, I was supposed to go today to go do my taxes, and I totally forgot about that.
Well, yeah.
I've had so much. I've seen, you know how much balls you can see in one's life?
Let's not talk about that.
I'm trying to make light of the situations, okay?
I know you are. I just don't want to talk about seeing balls.
Splattered poop everywhere on the toilet.
Please stop. For the love of God, please
They're
stop.
awesome. They're like...
Oh, it's just so bad. I don't know what to do.
This is payback. Payback. That's what it is.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know what it's payback for. I just don't. What did you do?
What did you do? If it's payback, it would be something that you did.
Why am I guilty? Yeah. So.
Anyways, so tell me about your
Oh,
room.
yeah, no, it's a mess. It's garbage. But the problem, what I was thinking was that if where I'm probably going to be sitting is kind of, there are closets behind me for just storage, which is fine. But the problem is where you would probably sit, you're essentially backing onto a bookshelf. So there's tons of projectiles right by you, which means you would throw them at me. And I'm like, this is a bad idea. And I'm like, no, it doesn't.
Sounds wonderful.
She's going to throw shit at me.
I like it. I might bring some of my own books.
Listen,
Just for shits and giggles.
I know girls like that. They're like, hey, maybe I'll take a drawer and then I'll bring over some of my books. And maybe, I'll bring a change of clothes. And suddenly I have a fucking squatter in my fucking podcast room.
Oh, honey, I'm not that kind of girl. Barking up the wrong tree with that
I said those kind of girls. I didn't say you're that kind of girl. Let's be very clear.
No, I'm that kind of girl. Oh, you didn't see that cat fair on the table? Please go. Please go. Please go. This is weird now.
I have no idea what just happened.
It got weird.
I have no idea what just happened.
No. Guys want to cuddle and stuff. At a certain age, dude.
I love my wife, and I hope she doesn't murder me on a daily basis because I do this. And I feel like this is, if she watched it, she would be like, I'm going to kill you tonight. And that's...
Why? What did I say?
Oh, I thought you said you do, all you want to do is cuddle. And I was like,
I do like to cuddle.
This is not good.
I do now. Nowadays I do. But I'm so broken that I'm never gonna cuddle, so that's why I want to go in the bush with my dog, so that way there's no temptation.
Okay, number one, false. Number two, fuck off. Just relax. Listen, the whole point here, and I feel like this is gonna be our story here, is that we're trying to make Crystal love herself again. That's what we're trying to do. Because no, you think See, listen, watch this.
Crazy.
You think you deserve love, which is fine, but you don't believe that you deserve love. Do you understand? You don't. I know, and that's what I'm trying to fix you. Shut your fucking mouth.
Okay. I know all the actions, like you make them coffee, make them feel like they're a king.
That's so
you
yes.
Make sure you take care of
Yes.
them. You don't like be a floozy.
Also
you keep
true.
You make sure your man's happy. You know.
Now,
So I know all that stuff, but I just don't know like the heart stuff. Like I
okay,
can fake
so
all
I'm
the
gonna
heart stuff.
listen. I am a heartless, hateful piece of shit, and I will teach you. Okay, I am.
I'm not. No.
So watch this.
I
Okay,
get emotional.
when you love somebody,
but not over like.
you. It's what? No, it's. Oh my God! Ugh! Listen, when
move away.
you love somebody and you feel like they love you, you know all the things to do, but in turn you suddenly want to do those things. What you've described is knowing what to do, is those are what people refer to as just going through the motions. You know, I did this for you because I'm a good wife. No, I did this because I wanted to do that for you. Exactly. And that's the key. Now the problem is you don't realize that you have every right to that. As we covered before, if Hitler could be loved, and he was loved by an entire nation, okay? And a whole country of people.
And I'm
So,
super nicer.
doesn't it stand to reason that maybe, perchance, you could deserve love? Look at my face. I've been married twice by 2 women that think that they love me, okay? You better fucking...
Oh, there's lots of people that think that they love me until like they start talking to like other girls on their phone.
Then they never loved you.
Like, you know,
Hey, then...
Or their first message is to me, "Hey, I would love to bang."
Those...
And we're not going to meet again.
Absolutely. That's the one thing I can definitely agree with. Don't meet people on the internet. That's just super sketchy. Listen, what I'm telling you is this. You have every right to love. Everyone has a right to love, okay? Now, you don't have a right to demand love from people because that's not cool, okay? We've learned that through the Me Too movement. You can't demand love. That's not how that works. But people...
Yeah, like when they say, I'll teach you to fall in love with me. Or
that was a recent episode that just aired, and I was like, I've heard that. I'm like, what the fuck? Because I was like, that is not just super sketchy, but that is alarmingly sketchy. Someone's like, you'll learn to love me. Hi, friend. It's not 1830, and we're not out in the Wild West where people are stuck in case they get hunted down. Like, what the fuck is wrong with people? And I just don't understand that, and that's why it's like, you have to learn that you deserve love. And I know how simple that sounds. It's very complex, it's very difficult, and it is painful to go through.
I think I deserve love. I'm happy in love, I know it.
No, you can be. I just don't believe you when you say it. That's my problem.
But I want to go in the bush for a while to find myself. And maybe I'll fall in love with somebody who will be hiking or something.
This is another problem. Is building up a fantasy situation is the entire plot line from Mr. Deeds. And as we saw in Mr. Deeds, it didn't necessarily work as per plan. So.
Oh, too bad. That's life. Should have
Crystal, just please don't get abducted and don't line up with...
I have better chances of being abducted in the city than I do in the bush. There's a lot more creepy people. They're way more creepy than forest animals. How many bears versus people are there in this population?
I'll be honest with you. This advice goes for in the city and out of the city is don't get abducted and don't hook up with some guy who says you'll learn to love me. Those are two fairly...
Bears don't like just message you, hey, you want to fuck? I'm sorry, what was your name first? Do we know each other? Have I met you before?
Oh, Crystal, you're a good person, you know that?
I want to do nice stuff, though. I want to do like nice stuff. Be like, hey, I watched your show. I think you're funny.
That's true.
Dino's funnier.
Oh, yeah. Hey, listen, I call it as I see it, okay? I said you're funny. You are funny. I think you're hilarious, okay?
I think that everybody's
I don't
just
think so.
making fun of me, but I'm cool with it because I like that kind of discipline.
See, it's times like this where I'm like, I'm
They're
not
like,
sure
what the
we're okay
fuck?
with me saying what's on my mind, really, because...
Do it, please. I need your honesty. People need to be real. I am very real on this, and I make it myself very vulnerable.
I notice
for
you do,
everybody.
and I appreciate
so
that.
I want your vulnerability. Be naked. Not literally, because I'm just as uncomfortable with that situation as everybody else is. Unless you're wearing suspenders and some polka dot underwear. Pokeroo, Mr. Pokeroo.
I don't know what's happened.
It is a pokeroo thing.
Please, I don't know what that is. Let's just not do that. Whatever that is, I don't know.
Because he's like,
Definitely not what Pokeroo does. He is a fictitious being, and who was played by another character. That's why you never saw him. But anyways, I don't know.
You just complicated the fuck out of pokeroo.
Oh, I don't,
So how was your
fantastic.
apple
I think
pie?
I'm almost done it.
Wow, I'm surprised you didn't finish it. I would have finished it by now.
Why didn't I finish it yet? I think the first day I had a smaller piece. That's why. Whereas every other day I've had a quarter. So I think there's like a little sliver left that I'm gonna enjoy. I think I might have it for dinner. I don't know. This has become horrible.
You ate 2 Panzerottis but in a row in one day, but you haven't eaten my pie. Do you think that my pie is too yummy, Dino?
Okay, see, I thoroughly regret the decisions I've made during this podcast. And I don't regret the podcast. I love the podcast. It's great, and I appreciate all of you guys. My issue is more so that I made some decisions today that haven't panned out. And when we upload the last couple episodes, you'll see that happens often. I'm losing my charm here, and I'm definitely losing certain things, certain aspects of things, because I'm being told I'm no longer motivational at times. And
What? You're totally
I loaded up an episode that's going to air on
motivational.
Tuesday where you're like, fucking, why was that so depressing? You're supposed to motivate people. That's from you. And I'm like, oh, well, okay, apparently I'm shit.
And he says I don't hurt his feelings. I hurt
No,
your
not
feelings,
really.
didn't I, Dino?
I've,
I am so sorry, because he's been dwelling
I
on that.
literally-
He's been thinking about
I
it.
just-
Yes, you have been, or else you would have not
I
brought it
literally
up right
just
now.
loaded it, so it just happened. And I realized I was like, oh, wow. What was it? And I look back on it, I'm like, I still thought...
It happened. We've been recording for 52 minutes. So he's been at least brewing on this for an hour. So, and he wanted to bring it up now. Because I keep interrupting him and being funnier than him. So now he's pissed off at me.
Huh. It's like that, is it?
I'm totally
Fucking
joking. I know that's what's getting you going. So, because you said it like 3 times. We have done this for too many hours for you to try to pull one over on me now. I can tell by your face. I
Not
can
true.
tell by your... My pee goes farther than your pee. I can write thesaurus with my pee.
Only in cursive.
And no O's in it.
Allow the swooshes, right? You gotta allow for the loops to make it easier. Yeah. I guess that's our time. So we have to motivate people. That's great. This is gonna be A+ #1 motivation, everybody.
You do great motivational
Not Tuesday,
speeches.
I'll tell you that much.
You do. When I watch them, over again, I'm like, Dino, you're so right. And I always feel like you're talking, because I'm selfish and everything's about me in life. So I always feel like you're talking to me when you give your... So you're like the Luke Combs of motivational
that is.
speeches. That's a country singer that sings that song "Beautiful Crazy" for me.
I appreciate you trying to give me more time to come up with something witty to say, so that was nice. I do appreciate that. You know what, guys?
Thank you. Go ahead.
One of the big things that I was proud of when I used to be a financial planner was that I always could sleep with myself. Like, I never had an issue where I regretted an action or I feel like I duped somebody, and that was a very important thing to me, because I knew that I could make my targets and my goals and my growth as a financial planner, and not be a used car salesman or a shyster or trying to, not give people information. And one of the things that happened in, because ultimately, yes, it is a sales role, but one of the big things that I was proud of was I never really asked for business. I would have the conversation and discuss it with people to make sure that they understood what was going on, and then I would say, well, this is what you should do, and they're like, well, are you going to do it? And I said, I would be happy to do that, right? Like, looking the way I look, when I would ask for business, it always came across as being aggressive, and when you're aggressive, people don't come back. Whereas the way I would do things is I would educate people and give them that knowledge and a plan and order and structure, because that was my job. And then they didn't want to go anywhere else. And that way I didn't have to haggle about like people saying, oh, well, I could get this little bit better over here. I'd say, okay, good luck. Because I sold me as a person. You can go to any bank or financial institution and get that advice. And the same sense now, I think a lot of people don't think in those principles, or from that perspective. They feel that they're not, they don't have to be held accountable to those things. If it isn't successful, it's not successful. And that was one of the things where much later, almost at the end of that career, was that one girl she asked me, I'm not sure if I said this story or not, but she asked me, she's like, how can you give so much effort on every deal? And I said, what do you mean? She said, if I don't think, in the first 30 seconds, if I don't think this is going to work, I don't bother selling it. And I'm just like, yeah, see you later. Go, and get lost. And only the things that she thought would work would she try. And I was like, yeah, no, you can't live life like that. Every time I involve myself, I give it my all, so that I know that I did my best, not I didn't think it was worth my time. And that was one of the big things that stuck with me, was that it doesn't make sense. Like, why would you think from that perspective that, I'm only going to try if I know I'm going to be successful? You're like, yeah, that's not how that works. It's not how life works. It's not how it should work. But I feel like a lot of people feel that way. And that I find very perplexing. Because it just doesn't jive on so many levels. And I feel like we're losing that on such a grand scale that I really feel that it's something that we should really investigate for ourselves, really try and figure out what makes us move, what makes us worth it, what do we bring to the table. And it's kind of a self-worth and being comfortable with that. Like, you're only cheating yourself when you don't hold yourself accountable like that. And I feel it's very peculiar, but I think that's all I got to say. Crystal, where can everybody find you?
Simply Me on YouTube, and Krista Morency on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Dino the Genetic Marvel Guys on Instagram. I have a Facebook fan page. I also have a YouTube channel, and I have Twitter. So by all means, like, share, subscribe. Morning Motivational Rant, as you know, is on YouTube. We're doing clips. We're doing 7 days a week now, which is super exciting. But we're also loading up audio to Anchor, Breaker, Google Podcasts, Overcast, Pocket Casts, Radio Public, and Spotify. We might start doing some ads and stuff, but we're going to try and keep things going really well here, guys. So stay motivated, and we will see you tomorrow. All right? Bye.